get familiar. So if you don't know by now, then you should probably get familiar.
What is going on, everybody? WWE Smackdown. Alright, they're doing something here. They're doing some things. We had The Fiend, Alexa Bliss, Braun Strowman, storyline continued. Braun Strowman cut his goddamn hair. About fucking time. I've been waiting for him to do that basically since the day he debuted. That looked ridiculous. Thank you for bringing it on home. You look way better. Way scarier, way more realistic, everything. Way better. Way better. Great job. Great job. Retribution made 2 separate appearances. I'll say they were better. They were better. We're moving in a better direction, at least. We're moving in a better direction. I still had some issues here with Retribution. One, now there's tons of them. Before it was always 4 or 5, maybe 6. There was like 15 of these goddamn guys and girls, and I'm not sure how that's going to translate when we finally do reveal the actual wrestlers here. Because, well, you're not going to have 15 members of your roster in this group. So when you unveil it's 4 or 5 people, we can always look back like, okay, what about everyone else? What about the other 10 to 15 guys you just... What, they're just not in the group anymore? They gave up? They quit? Like, what the hell's the point? I don't know. I just think it always looks kind of stupid when you have that many people, and then in the end, you're just going to unveil 4 or 5 wrestlers there, and then it's like, okay, what the hell happened to the rest of them? Whatever. At least it looked better. That's how the show started. It was Big E versus John Morrison in a matchup. I was actually like, all right, this could be a really good match. Didn't even start. The Retribution came in and beat him up. But it looked like a good beating. It didn't look as stupid as Retribution has been looking. The only thing that was kind of odd was you had like 6 guys in the ring beating up Morrison and Big E. You had 5 guys outside the ring holding the weapons. For no reason. Wouldn't you want like the weapons to be in the fight? The people in the fight beating up Big E and Morrison had no weapons. Maybe I'm nitpicking, but it looks stupid. Like you're just holding bats while everyone else is using their fists. You're just holding the bat. You're gonna use it? You're gonna give it to someone? What are you doing? I don't know. Kind of stupid, but it's all good. It is all good. And then the second time they appeared, Big E and Morrison. Okay, I'll conclude. After Big E and Morrison got their asses kicked by Retribution, commercial break, comes back. They're in the locker room area, and I hate the locker room at Full Sail, or what they're calling the locker room. There's no lockers. Like, the fuck? What happened to the old days where you were actually in a locker room with clothing and stuff? Like, I don't know. Whatever. But they're in this locker room with the rest of the SmackDown roster, and Big E cut a nice, small, short promo, but it was nice because it made him look like a locker room leader. And I was hoping for that ever since his singles not debut, but his singles push started a couple weeks ago. I was hoping for them to actually use him as a standout guy. He looked like it. He looked like we might be getting that. So that's just again, a step in the right direction. Morrison and Big E have their match late in the night. I guess it was technically the main event. And Retribution, lights flicker, their little same old bullshit. Commercial break. They come back from commercial break, and the entire SmackDown roster locker room was outside the ring. I guess ready to fight Retribution. And then it shows Retribution in the back, in the locker room area, destroying everything. Now, they were beating up referees, and 2 guys grabbed, buffoons, grabbed a ref, a small, tiny man, and tried to throw him onto a table, but they both tripped over a chair or a different table, and just all 3 go tumbling over. They get up and try to make it look salvaged. but I caught it. I rewound it. I laughed twice. You guys looked foolish. It's all whatever. And as they're half-assingly destroying things, like they're so bad at destroying stuff. That's the worst part about this group. They're just knocking over steel chairs that. What the hell are those chairs doing there anyway? Like, what are you doing? No, you're not doing anything. And they open a bathroom. There's a little bathroom door, and some guy's taking a dump, apparently. That you see, and then he closes it. And when he closes it, he props a chair under the doorknob. You know, like to try to, like, you can't get out type of thing. Problem is, he didn't prop it up correctly. Because you're supposed to, you gotta actually, like, put leverage and open the bitch. He didn't open the chair. He just left it there. The guy could just open it at any moment. It was just going to slide out. And as I'm thinking about that, about it just sliding out, it literally just goes swoop, and the background just falls over. You can't even do anarchy right. You can't even lock a guy in a bathroom with a chair correctly. It looks stupid. But whatever. Whatever. Maybe I'm nitpicking. I just noticed things that looked kind of dumb with this group. But again, at least this is steps in the right direction. Because the bar is so low from the last couple weeks, this did feel like it was a little bit better. Yeah. Failing to lock someone in a bathroom door and tripping, two men tripping over a chair and falling over a table. But yep, it's an upgrade. Yeah, that tells you how trash it was last week. Right there. But again, at least we're moving in the right direction. And then we had the what I thought was going to be the main event, the women's tri-branded battle royal to determine Bayley's SummerSlam opponent. I was intrigued by this because, you know, they showed the little promotional poster thing to it, and I could see some NXT wrestlers. Oh shit! I would like to see Shayna Baszler versus Bayley. That'd be cool. I would like to see Blackheart versus Bayley. That'd be interesting. Get her a nice little shine. Bianca Belair would be cool. Asuka. Asuka was inserted into the match during the introductions. And once she came out, we all knew Asuka was winning. The moment she was involved in the match, she's winning. She's the number one contender for Sasha's belt. They're not going to have the number one contender lose. And the storyline does kind of make sense. I just thought it was a wasted opportunity. If you're going to have Asuka do this to face both of them, I'm okay with that. Again, storyline-wise, it makes some sense. They did end the career of Kairi Sane. But you didn't have to get to this point, to set that match up. You didn't need a Rumble. You didn't need a Battle Royal. You didn't. Like, you just didn't. Then, of all things, she literally, Asuka beat Bayley on Monday. Isn't that enough? That's worthy of a number one contendership right there. But you then do a Battle Royal, and she does that and wins that also. Then you have someone like Bianca Belair just get eliminated. She looked okay, but she got eliminated. She's not, the casual fan doesn't know her well enough to watch her eat losses right now for no reason in a match that didn't need to happen. Same with Shayna Baszler. It feels like Shayna's been up a minute now. And it feels like she's only slowly losing steam. Like, do you remember watching her on NXT? And be like, oh, damn, I can't wait till she debuts on Raw. Then she was at Mania. Sweet. And now she's just a member of the roster. That happened quick. She lost. She looked good in this battle royal. Cool. It was a sloppy battle royal, by the way. But she looked good in it, but she didn't need to be in it. This whole thing didn't need to fucking happen. It just didn't. Bayley lost to Asuka on Raw. You're done. Story told. There's your match. She can face both that way. You didn't need to have all these women come out to lose for nothing in a sloppy, not very entertaining. It was okay, but not very entertaining battle royal. Didn't need to do it. Then we had a promo from Mandy Rose, of all people. I like Mandy Rose. Always have. Always have. But never really expected her to cut babyface promos this well. I always thought she could do a Miz-style heel promo, but not a face one, and it worked. She did really well. She did really well. She challenged Sonya Deville to a hair versus hair match at SummerSlam. This storyline is I won't say it's the best, 'cause I'm into the Fiend storyline right now, but this is the best written. Like, there's been no flaws. It hasn't been, like, of course, it's not like, oh man, let's main event SummerSlam type of feud. No. But the storyline hasn't had any weird hiccups that didn't make sense. From the moment they broke up, and even the breakup made sense. Jealousy. Easy story. Easy. And every week since then has taken steps in the right direction. There's been no missteps. No weird thing to make you going like this, scratching the top of your damn head, wondering what the fuck was that? Or why did she do that when you just did this? No, none of that. It's all made sense. That's rare. That's how low the company's writing team has been for years. That I have this feud in high regard just because it didn't not make sense. That's it. Nothing here's blown me away. It's just, it all made sense. Last couple months, their feud made sense. While Retribution is throwing a brick through a window that's already broken, that doesn't make any sense. While they're doing that, Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose have been cutting promos and attacking each other in ways that make sense. And it sets up hair versus hair, which again, makes sense. When you get a random ladder match for no reason, it's hair versus hair. Nice job. Nice job. Yeah. Then again, we get Shorty G versus Sheamus. How many times? How many times? How many times is this? I could have swore I've seen Shorty G get bro kicked at least 8 or 9 times. And I'm not even sure if I'm exaggerating. I think that's around that number. This guy gets kicked all the time by Sheamus. And when he's not getting kicked by Sheamus, he's eating an end of days. Poor bastard. Poor bastard. Chad Gable, so much potential. And he still kind of does, but you're just wasting his athletic prime of a man who literally could be a shorter version of Kurt Angle. He's even funny. He's good at promos. And he's an amazing wrestler. Even has an Olympic background. And instead of using him, he's getting kicked in the face. And his name is Shorty G. Great. Great, great, great. But the one bright spot about this was after the match, backstage, Shorty G and Matt Riddle were making up. Shorty G apologized for trying to attack him last week for the King's Ransom, the bounty that Corbin has set on Matt Riddle's head. And they do a little bro fist bump, and as Matt Riddle accepts his apology, he gets attacked from behind by Baron Corbin, which is exactly what I was hoping would happen. Loved it. Loved it. And Baron Corbin, like the dick he is, just looked at Shorty G and thanked him for helping him. And then called him Chad. Am I looking too deep into that? Because I'm hoping that's the return of Chad Gable and the death of Shorty G. Maybe I'm looking too into it, but I can hope. A man can hope. I hope, I just, for Christ's sake, let's just end Shorty G. And hopefully Chad Gable fully turns heel, because he's clearly like knocking on the heel door right now. He is. And I wouldn't even mind him becoming Chad Gable again and aligning with Baron Corbin. I'd be okay with that. Corbin needs something a little freshening up to his King gimmick. It's kind of getting old. And Chad Gable just needs to be Chad Gable again. That's it. I'd be cool with it. And then Jeff Hardy. Just think about this. Let's think about this, wrestling fans. AJ Styles, Intercontinental Champion. Jeff Hardy, legend, Hall of Famer, former World Champion. Both of these men, dream match. They've probably done it in TNA somewhere else, but WWE, dream match that we really haven't gotten. Dream feud, all of that. Just take my money. Take it! Take my money! But no. Instead of just making it simple, and just setting it up with a nice challenge from Jeff Hardy, no. We gotta get, what do you call it? Called the fucking Phenomenal Intercontinental Statistics System. Obviously and hilariously also known as PISS. Alright. That's one way to do things. AJ Styles comes out and there's a whiteboard set up. And he's talking about analytics and statistics. And I was intrigued. I'm like, okay, is he getting a new wrinkle in his persona? Is he actually going to care about stats and wins and losses? That could be interesting. No. It's all just a setup for nothing. He unveils the whiteboard to say who are the top contenders for the IC title. Number 1, AJ Styles. No one else on the board. Ha 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 ha. Guess it was supposed to be hilariously funny that I guess he's the only one that's worthy of the belt or a title shot, I guess. Cool. There's also some big dunce in a suit and glasses who's representing the Phenomenal Intercontinental Statistics System, also known as PISS. And if you guys didn't know who that was, if you're curious, that is Abyss. He is like the Undertaker of TNA and Impact. He does work for this company now as like a backstage producer. But damn, we got him. All the years people have been hoping to get Abyss in WWE. And the first time I noticed him, he's as the Phenomenal Intercontinental Statistics System guy, also known as PISS. So he's the PISS guy. That's what Abyss gets. He gets pissed on. Great. Fucking great use of talent. And he did nothing in this segment either. It's not like he was like he mattered. Like, no, if he wasn't there, I barely remembered him here. I see a picture on my screen. That's the only reason I remember. He didn't do anything. He didn't say shit. He didn't hold shit. Didn't do anything. Just there. Just to be pissed on. Great. But Jeff Hardy signs. He decks AJ Styles and he signs the his signature under AJ Styles as if like I guess he's the number one contender on the whiteboard. And what was maybe one of the best things that happened on the show, they go to a commercial break, come back, and AJ Styles with Abyss. Abyss was carrying the I don't know the guy's name. They didn't give him a name for this, but the Stooge was carrying the whiteboard with Jeff Hardy's signature on it, and one of the female I can't remember their names. Whatever, I'll call her Kaylee for now. Whoever was interviewing AJ Styles about Jeff Hardy and the matchup, and AJ said some bullshit about if you mess with AJ Styles, you get erased. And he went and grabbed it, smeared, tried to wipe off Jeff Hardy's name off the whiteboard. Nope, didn't wipe off. I legitimately laughed at that because I expected it to. I thought it was just a cheap, stupid dad joke that WWE writes. And I was like, oh, well, that's kind of corny. But when it didn't come off, I was like, oh, that's actually fucking funny. Nice job. And AJ Styles acted that well. He even grabbed like his jacket and tried. Good stuff. And that's actually a good match. Like, I'm looking forward to that. You didn't have to do a whole comedic piss thing just to get to Jeff Hardy, AJ Styles. Like, that's one of those matchups you don't have to sell me on. It's not like you're selling Jinder Mahal as world champ. It's Jeff Hardy, AJ Styles. Just put them in the ring together and I'm good. You can take my fucking money. Then we had the backstage. Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro, the SmackDown Tag Champions, were cutting a promo that no one was listening to. And behind them were their tag title belts and the luchadors, Lucha House Party, snuck up like goddamn cartoon characters, like some rascally rabbits, and grabbed the belts. And as Cesaro and Nakamura turned around and saw them, they reacted so slowly. It was very strange. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Because they stood there, held the belts, and froze up. Cesaro and Nakamura froze up, looked at each other like, huh? Yeah, it was like the most cartoon thing you could ever see. It looked like a goddamn WWE Scooby-Doo edition, if you've ever seen those. It looked like something from that. And they just ran off. Cesaro and Nakamura chased him. Yeah. Then Grand Metalik faced Nakamura in the ring, where Metalik won. I like Grand Metalik, but damn, man. Nakamura just... That's the thing about NXT. NXT gets your hopes up. You see people at their fucking best on NXT. Their full potential. You're like, wow, I cannot wait to see this man dominate on the main roster. Then, a couple years later, Nakamura is getting pinned by Grand Metalik. Wasn't even really any shenanigans. Like, wasn't a roll-up. He hit him with an elbow drop and won. Christ. So I guess we're getting Lucha House Party versus Nakamura and Cesaro. Just for what? Kalisto made his return, by the way, which I used to really like Kalisto, but he had no momentum when he got injured, when he left. No one cares that he's back. Who cares? Yeah. Yeah. Then Alexa Bliss had one of those classic Michael Cole interviews in the back and discussing her relationship with Braun Strowman. This was well done. WWE's always good at this. Alexa Bliss is a fantastic actress. And the one takeaway from this that was kind of odd was she said, or Michael Cole asked, or whoever the interviewer was asked her, if she would ever want to be in a romantic relationship with Braun. Never really saw it going that direction, and she kind of said yes. She said she would consider it because they're really close. All right, that's out there. Not sure why that detail was added, but cool. Okay, I guess. Overall, though, good promo. Like, these are little seeds sprinkled in, little seasoning on our dish that is The Fiend versus Braun Strowman. And so far, it's been so good. And then, after that, Sonya Deville accepts the challenge. We all knew she would. And we also know she's going to lose. Mandy Rose is not going bald. Highly don't see that happening. For Sonya Deville, oh yeah, she can go bald at any moment. Her gimmick would be fine. She's like a MMA style wrestler anyway. She'd be fine with no hair. And then that's the Big E, John Morrison Retribution thing I was talking about earlier. Another problem, though, with that is Big E won the match this time. He beat John Morrison. He did. Cool. Good. Let's keep that Big E push going strong. But then, right after that, he gets brogue kicked by Sheamus. What? It's kind of odd, but I do like the idea of Sheamus versus Big E. That's a nice matchup. That's great for Big E. That's like the biggest one-on-one feud he may have ever had on the main roster. I know he was Intercontinental Champion, but did he face a Sheamus? Did he even face... He might have faced Sheamus himself, I'm not sure, but this feels like a feud, and I'm liking it. Good. Sheamus has been on fire since coming back. Then right after the brogue kick, Braun Strowman's music hit. Again, hair gone. About fucking time. And he calls out The Fiend. Obviously, we get that. And Alexa Bliss comes out instead. I guess she's here to talk sense into Braun. Cuts a good promo. This was kind of odd, though, because Braun, the entire time, was staring like at the camera. Like, he was staring at where the announce table is. It's kind of odd. And it was done on purpose, but his promo was too long for that. Because he was trying not to look at Alexa Bliss. But the promo needed to be like half that length. Because it got kind of awkward. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you supposed to be doing this? Or are you reading off a teleprompter? It got kind of weird. But Alexa Bliss talks to him. He doesn't listen. She then tells him to... Again, great actress. Yells at him to look at her. He does. She slaps him like 4 or 5 times. Cool. And then he lifts her up above his head. Damn, that man is strong. And he held her up there for... It had to be a full minute. It was a while. He acted like he was going to throw her. The Fiend's little... The lights started shutting off, which seemed to take longer this time than usual. Which was kind of odd, because we got Braun lifting this woman in the air this entire time, waiting for the lights to finally go out so he can chuck her. Waiting for the cue, and it was taking forever. But yes, once the lights go all the way off, he drops her, and the lights come back on. I was expecting, like, the Fiend to have caught her. You know what I mean? Lights come back on, and she's in the Fiend's arms. I thought that would have worked a little better. Because instead, when the lights came back on, Braun was gone. Fiend was in the ring, but she was still hurt on the ground. So it was like... I get it. They're trying to say Fiend kind of was there to defend her. Which is a nice little twisting story they're doing here. It looks like the Fiend might be developing some feelings towards Alexa Bliss after she touched him, rubbed his face a week ago. I don't know. I'm interested in it. And then the show ended with Braun on the Titantron. So I guess he apparently is able to teleport now too. Why not? Why the fuck not? He just did an evil laugh the whole time. And while he's doing a pretty good evil laugh, the Fiend starts doing an evil laugh. And that's just how it goes. Until the show ended and faded to black. Kind of an odd ending. Odd use of the Fiend. But I like the direction of the storyline, at least. It seems to make sense. And it's refreshing. Like, 'cause it's new. They don't usually add a woman that actually makes sense to the storyline because of Braun. They actually took something from the mismatch challenge and made it matter. Who knew something from the mixed match challenge would fucking matter, ever? Nice job, guys. Nice job. But yeah, hopefully at SummerSlam, Bliss joins the Fiend, and for Christ's sake, hopefully the Fiend wins. The worst case scenario is Alexa helping Braun win, Braun retaining, and then on SmackDown the next week, Braun and Bliss say this was all just a trick. We fooled you, Bray. We got you. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see this be some stupid trap. Keep her with the Fiend, or let the Fiend turn on her and brutalize her or whatever to get more heat. Something. Just don't use this as a trap angle. That would be terrible. That'd be fucking awful. But let me know, guys. What do you guys think of the show? Overall, I thought it was pretty good. Pretty good. I actually give it a B. I give it a B. The only reason it doesn't get... I don't have many complaints. The only reason it doesn't get like an A-, there was no wrestling. None. Goose egg. 0. You say, oh, what about the John Morrison Big E match? Come on. No one was paying attention to the match. The match didn't matter. They were literally just teasing Retribution the whole time. The match was just background noise. That's it. We were waiting for them to come out. And then Chad Gable, Sheamus, squash. The Women's Battle Royal, a Battle Royal, and sloppy. There was no match here. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Grand Metalik. Not very long. Didn't really matter. There was no wrestling on this show. There just wasn't. Now again, I'm in the WWE more for the entertainment and for the storylines and stuff like that than the actual wrestling itself. But you gotta have something. Give me something. Give me one match. No. But Still, good show. You get a B. Let me know what you guys think. Hit like. And if you are still here, you are a real one. Yeah, I can't do it. That's how the show ended. Braun Strowman Bray just doing that. Except they're like fucking ridiculously close to the camera. Yeah, I can't do it. I'm not going to try.